Van life comes in all ages, young to old. And today we're going to talk to Bruce Vanlife Jr. and his dad. So, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys. This is our first podcast with Off the Cuff. Once I do a few of these and have them recorded, I'll put them on other platforms. But tonight we are going to talk about van life, the ages of van life, why you start van life, or why and that van life is just not hashtag van life. It's not just always pretty beaches or always pretty mountains. It is real life, and we're going to talk to a couple of fellows that are living it well. And I do want to say that Bruce Vanlife Jr., he is one of the most giving people I have seen on YouTube. He is always trying to help out people. That's what drew me to him. Has a big heart, a super big heart, and he's such an asset to this way of living. And I'm so glad he does it. And all you Canadians up there, you van lifers, are lucky to be around him. I'm telling you, I think that's awesome. I will say a quick hello to everybody in the chat. I won't be eyeballing the chat like normal lives because this is going to be a podcast. So that's how we're going to do it. And right now we are going to pull up Mr. Bruce Vanlife Jr. and his dad. So are you guys ready? All right, let's go. What's up, buddy?
Hello, Gina. How you doing?
Good. I see your dad's cooking dinner. What we having?
What are we having today, Dad? That's the mule deer from Outland Harry.
Oh, nice. Well, Bruce, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your channel, so if anybody in here don't know you, they can know who you are and what's going on.
Well, my name is Bruce Vanlife Jr. and I have a YouTube channel about living in a van and showing kind of the nitty-gritty stuff about living in a van and what it takes to kind of get to those really nice spots. And it's taken me a long time to even get to where I am right now, but it's definitely nice.
I feel that. I feel you on that one. So now, how long have you been living in a van, Bruce?
In a van?
Or car life, or a vehicle life?
Yeah, in a van, probably like 6-7 years, and then car life, in general, probably 10.
So what part of Canada did you start out living in a van?
I started off living in Newfoundland, like jumping in and out here and there, kind of traveling around and stuff. And then from there, I ended up in Alberta, where I really started to kick off like vehicle dwelling big time with like motorhomes, trailers, truck caps, really anything that I could pitch myself underneath.
Right. You're quite the mechanic. I have been following you a while. You can fix just about anything, I tell you.
Well, thank you.
Did your dad teach you all that?
Most of it, yep, definitely. Yeah.
Nice.
Many late nights under the Buicks.
Now there's two mechanics traveling together. Man, it's gonna work.
Yeah,
that's gonna work. So now living in a van in Canada is not, well, especially Newfoundland. Is that where you started out at?
Sorry,
that you started out in Newfoundland. You said Newfoundland.
Yes, yeah.
And that's cold weather living in a vehicle.
Oh, super humid, way out in the middle of the ocean. It's definitely something for sure, and lots of snow back then too.
Oh yeah. What's the coldest temperatures that you've ever slept in your van?
Minus 50, I think we hit.
Holy! Did you have any heat?
Yeah, I did, thankfully. Yeah. But I have
yeah.
done minus 40. I think it was minus 45, minus 48. with no insulation, no heat, and a bare metal van.
Oh, that was your white van, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the van.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you having some cold nights when I was watching you back then. I just didn't remember the temps. That is crazy cold. That's crazy cold. Now, and you're 30 years old, correct?
Yeah.
And now, how long has your dad been doing van life?
He's been doing van life now since we picked up his van for him in like I think it was 2-3 months ago or something like that now.
Nice.
Before that, he was living back in Newfoundland, and then before that, up in Alberta. He has had a long history of living in vehicles just in his life, but
Yeah.
it's just now getting back into it kind of thing, and it's pretty cool to watch, you know.
Nice.
A lot of
Okay.
people think when they get a little older that van life is unachievable for them and stuff like that, and to watch him jump into a relatively cheap DIY van at his age is amazing, and be living
Yeah.
and enjoying it.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of people feel that I've noticed feel that you can't start van life when you're older. I mean, I'm 60. I've been living in my van over 5 years and with a disability. And it's like, at first it was scary, but it can be done. If you want to do it and you want to live that lifestyle, guys, I'm telling you, it can be done. And you don't have to have a fancy van or, I mean, you can get some help build it. It don't even have to be a build. It would be a no build.
Yeah,
Buy
absolutely.
buy some cabinets, some drawers, and put in there,
Yeah.
and insulate it. But then you can do it a little at a time for
Hmm.
sure. So now tell me what when you start okay when you started van life, was there a reason? If you don't mind me asking, I mean, I don't want to touch on anything that's you
No,
know.
not at all.
Okay.
I've always felt like kind of a nomad in a sense. Like before even living in vehicles, I was hitchhiking, traveling around all of Newfoundland
Mhm.
as a very young person, right? So I've always kind of danced around and adventured as much as I could. And then when I decided to try and travel off of Newfoundland, that's when I knew, okay, I'm gonna have to get some wheels underneath me, but not before basically walking across Canada and starting vehicle dwelling again up in Alberta.
You walked across Canada?
Yeah.
What? Where'd you start at? Start walking from?
I started off in Stephenville, Newfoundland, and then crossed the ferry, and then just spent a few months in Halifax on my journey up, and just kind of danced around the whole way.
Wow, that's crazy. And you just did that for an adventure, not a set plan. It was just adventure for you.
No, actually, when I originally left Newfoundland, it was for work up in Alberta, and at the time there was no real way for me to get up there. Nothing was looking very promising for anything. I needed to be up there for the job opportunities that I was looking for. And
Right.
I just decided, from walking and hitchhiking around Newfoundland, I might as well put that miles to use and actually, get across
Wow.
to somewhere that can
Wow.
benefit me.
Dude. Dude, that's awesome. That's amazing. That's that's drive right there. That's a lot of drive for sure. So what kind of work do you do uh when you are working? I know you do temp jobs. Is it mostly construction type stuff or?
Mostly construction stuff like that, yeah. And that's not specifically something I'd like to do. It's more just the jobs that come up in my area and stuff like that. So you have to take them in a sense. Mainly, I'd love to come down south because I know everybody has a hot rod down there, and there's not that much
Oh
of it
yeah,
up here, and
I,
that's
I
that's
live
my real
right by
passion and what I'd like to do.
I live right by Grants Pass, and that's like Hot Rod Central. I mean, they have big car shows every summer. Uh, Big car. I actually bought my van from a guy that builds and sells and shows hot rods.
That's so
He got
cool.
the Yeah, he got the van in a trade. Um, Hello, everybody, just stepping into the chat. Welcome in. We have Bruce Vanlife Jr. here, if you didn't know, and his dad. His dad's cooking us dinner right now. So you're definitely a grease monkey then. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
on a lot of older cars.
Yeah,
Have you,
I don't know. And the more modern vehicles get, the more electronic they get. and I've never really been much into wiring. I'm still learning that as I go, so I'm
Yeah.
still old school when it comes to mechanic style stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now, what is the van that you're currently in?
I am in a 1996 GMC Savannah, I think it's, or, yeah, something like that.
Savannah?
Basically
Yeah.
the GMC version of the ship.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Now, so your YouTube, what got you drawn into starting YouTube?
Friends, honestly. You've just growing up and going across Canada and stuff like that my whole life, adventuring. A lot of people told me I should like write a book or something,
Yeah.
and I'm not a very strong reader, so I always kind of just giggled at that thought, and just one day I
Right.
was always I was hanging around with Mark DePinka, and he had a YouTube channel at the time.
I
Got
love
a
Mark.
chance to
He's
meet
an
up with
awesome dude.
Chrome and a few other, pretty big YouTubers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That kind of motivated me. And there was one night that Mark was doing a live stream, and I had mentioned that I was working on a possible video, and they were all like, "Drop it, drop it." So I ended up dropping it that night, and yeah, the rest is kind of history.
Nice. Nice. So do you find YouTube difficult? I mean, okay, so what I mean by difficult, is it hard to keep up with your YouTube, keep your videos out and keep a steady pace with it? Do you find that hard?
Sometimes, yeah. I've never been one for much technology or like even keeping in touch over the phone in a sense.
Right.
So the whole YouTube world is still fairly new to me.
Right.
Um, I do enjoy like editing and what we can do in the editing world and stuff. The one biggest pain is the music copyright, but other than that, it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Oh, so now your music, are you using music off of YouTube or using like Epidemic Sound or?
So I was using Artlist.io for I think like a year or two, but
Uh-huh.
even still, there was times where I would get copyright flagged and have to,
Yeah.
battle it and stuff like that. Yeah, I've been recently just really digging into YouTube's own whatnot, the selection that they have, and really kind of picking through that and seeing what options they have. And ever since I've started to do that, I haven't had any copyright issues at all. Nothing that I even have to
Really,
file. So
really, I have never used YouTube Music, but I was thinking about it. That'd save like almost $20 a month because I use Epidemic Sound. I,
yeah,
I love
absolutely.
Epidemic Sound, but they've went up in price. And like StreamYard, I'm using StreamYard. I had to go ahead and resubscribe to it, but it's 44 a month now. It used to be like $20. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
it definitely it costs a lot getting stuff going with your YouTube if you go that route. But I do want to check out YouTube Music for sure.
Yeah,
Hello, everybody, just walking in. Thank you for being here. So now, when you for a while, quite a while, I remember watching your band was at a sit still, wasn't
yeah,
it?
absolutely. Yeah.
How long was it?
Uh, I think it was, I think 2 months, 2 or 3 months, fully like no mobility because the transmission was
Yeah,
done.
you were just stuck on the side of the road, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that had to be hard, and it was winter, if I remember right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Or when we switched the transmission, it was the spring basically, like the winter was
yeah.
just breaking. But yeah,
Wow, that's insane. That had to be stressful.
it kind of was. I was thankful enough to have so many great people around me, like my friend Ben, who's with us right now on Vancouver
Uh-huh.
Island here. He ran me back and forth to the parts store and the scrap yards multiple times, just kind of searching out the transmission. And once we got it, it was kind of a team effort to get it going again.
Nice, nice.
But I've
And
definitely had many situations where you're just on your own late at night on a street. You got no
yep,
phone, no service. You can't. You're
yep,
kind of fending for yourself.
yep.
Yeah.
That is I felt for you watching you on the street. That was rough. I remember seeing you the first time I seen you was probably with Chrome. I
Mhm.
think yeah, when he gave you didn't he give you a heater?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, when we were
Yeah, I
doing
think
his
that's the first
Tyro
time
beat.
I seen you actually. I thought,
Yeah.
all right, right on. And you had your band wasn't insulated or anything at that time.
No, nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
Just totally
and
roughed it.
you were, wasn't you helping him paint his van?
Yeah,
Get it ready to paint?
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. That's where I first seen Mark the Paint Guy too. I've had him on the show before. He's a super nice guy.
Oh yeah, it's great.
But so now, if you could have anything you wanted right now, would you give up van life?
Sorry, if I had a place now, would I
If
give up
yeah,
van
I
life?
mean, like, if somebody said, "Hey, here's a nice apartment for really cheap," would you give up van life for an apartment?
Absolutely not.
Right. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
like,
talking about.
if it was a piece of property all on my own, hiding in the woods somewhere, I think that's kind of what we all dream of in a sense.
That's exactly
Um,
what we dream of.
but as for us, a suburban, just going back to normal 9 to 5 life in a box apartment, I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I can't either. I can't imagine living in an apartment. I could live in a house on a little bit of property, but not an apartment. That would just kill me for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Yeah.
So while we're talking about dreams, if you could have any van you wanted, what would you have?
It it's a strange one for me because I'm a very weird person, and my dream vehicle would actually be a lot smaller than my current one, with going down to like some kind of a classic station wagon or something.
No way. Really?
Yeah, oh for
Like a
sure.
Chevy wagon?
Sorry.
Like a Chevy wagon?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big one like an Impala or something.
Yeah. There's a fellow in town here that has a Chevy. I don't know what years. I would say it's late 60s, but it's like a boat. It's like a boat. You could play
Oh yeah.
football in the back, you know.
I
Not
I had
not
an
very tall.
'84 Delta '88 at one point, and it's like
Oh,
two
sweet.
couches. You're not struggling for a place to sleep in that thing.
Right, right. My favorite hot rod that I've ever owned was a '67 Mustang with a bored out 302 Hurst shifter. That thing would fly, dude. It
Oh
would
yeah,
fly. I'm a Mustang fan, but I do like Camaros too. '69 Yinko Camaro would be right on. That would be
definitely.
awesome.
And I'm hoping to do something like that with my van because like I do hold so many hot rod roots in like deep within me, and I know when a lot of people see my van, they think most do with camper van stuff, out in the woods and stuff. But really, I grew up in the woods with this guy back in Newfoundland. I've had my share of the woods. I want to get into some real hot rod life, so I'm slowly transforming my van into more of a hot rod van versus a camper van.
That's awesome. What size engine do you have in it?
Right now, just a 305, but I plan in the future to build my own engine and hop it up a little bit.
What are you looking at building?
Just a 350 basically, but maybe come up to like a 383. Maybe if I get lucky, I can get a 400 block or something.
Oh, nice, nice. That would be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
350 is rocking it.
yeah,
Uh, I had a Ford pick. I've always been a Ford fan, but my van is a Chevy. But I had a '72 Ford short bed that was had a 351 Cleveland in it that would fly. That was
nice.
that would fly. I got an ant crawling across my screen here. Holy moly! Let's see. New people, welcome in. Thank you for being here. We have Bruce Van Life Jr. and his dad up here on stage with us, and we're chatting with them about van life right now, car life, all kinds of car life. So, what you're going to put maybe a 350 in your van? What else are you thinking about doing to it?
A dream combo would be to convert my van to manual. Actually, I know a lot of people think
Really?
that's a strange thing, and it's just. But you know what? Realistically, I think our vans will never be super fast, so they might as
No.
well be fun.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
might
care
as
if
well
I'm
be
only doing
fun.
60, but if I'm shifting my own gears and having a blast doing it, that
Right.
that's fun to
Right.
me.
I see you do some drifting with your vans for sure.
Oh heck yeah! That's the,
Have you
that's
ever?
the
Have you
one
ever?
thing I'm missing about winter this year. Is no like drifting, but I could do without it and go away from those cold mornings.
I'll tell you a video if you like drifting. I'll send you the link when we're done here. But it's Ken Block, his 900 horsepower Mustang, '65 Mustang. Have you seen that?
Oh
Where
yeah,
where he
absolutely.
drifted through L.A. Oh man, they closed down the streets for him to do the video. It was awesome. I like
Yeah.
drift cars for sure. That is awesome. No zip ties. Broken Nomad says no zip ties, Bruce.
No zip ties. Yeah, broken nomad. He always refers to that because I actually had a solar panel fly off my van one time. It
Woo.
was held onto my roof rack that was made from a futon frame with zip ties. So lesson learned.
You're a great engineer of engineering things that are not what they're supposed to be into something that you need. I've noticed that
Absolutely.
you're very good at that. Uh, that's how my dad was. That's he could turn something in a nothing into something that he could use, and I kind of do the same thing. I keep things that I think I'm going to use, or I can turn them into something I can use, and I'm a hoarder because of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's see here. I thought I seen somebody say something. Okay, so um, you have developed, I notice, a little community of van lifers that you all kind of just hang out together. I think that's awesome, especially on these winter nights, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We often joke about saying like we have a rolling town.
Yeah, yeah, a rolling town. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's a tribe.
Oh, definitely, and it can feel like that sometimes when we pull up to like a McDonald's parking lot and we shut down a quarter of it. It can be a lot for some people.
Yeah, it's a tribe. It's thank you, Debbie F, for saying that. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Now if do well now I watch your videos, so I know you cook a lot, but do you like cooking in your van, or do you prefer to cook outside?
I kind of prefer to cook outside, but um, it's kind of hit and miss. Personally,
Yeah,
I'm more of like a baker in a sense. Like I'd rather cook in the oven than over the frying pan. So
yeah, yeah. You like to bake. I get that. I have one of those little ovens that you didn't like very much, but I have it set up outside. I use it outside and it works great. But
nice.
I would like to get one of those little chef I think it's called chef oven. It's a propane little oven with four burners on top. I would like to have that. I
Yeah,
think that
they're
would be
great.
nice. Yeah, I think it would work great. So now, has it been fun traveling with your dad the last few months?
It definitely has been. Yeah, before this we actually hadn't seen each other in like 5 years or something.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
Whoa.
it was kind of like a reuniting moment, and also like being able to travel again. It brought back a lot of memories because growing up, I had to go from one end of Newfoundland to the other for a lot of surgery checkups with all of my stuff that I had going on growing up,
Uh-huh.
and we always ended up once a year going on a road trip across the island. So
Nice.
coming from Calgary to Vancouver Island kind of really brought back memories like that of like just traveling and stopping at truck stop gas stations, and it was real cool.
Nice. Nice. So that I got that ant finally I got him. He was crawling across my screen again. So now you've been doing van life for quite a few years. Tell me your scariest moment in van life.
Scariest moment in van life. Um, it would have to be like those -40 nights, honestly. Like
That's what I would think. Yeah.
being like no transmission broken down, it doesn't matter to me if the engine's blown. If it's
Right.
a decent temperature, I'll be fine.
Right. Right. Right.
But if
Right.
it's on those -40 nights, even if your vehicle shuts off due to a bad, like a low battery or something, it could totally change the way the whole feel of the night goes. So yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely been a lot of really cold
How
nights. I remember
how
one
in
night.
the world did you stay safe and warm at -40?
Oh, there was some nights where we didn't have either one of those things. Yeah, we had -40 nights with no insulation in the van, sleeping on an air mattress that would deflate every 2 hours, and a
Oh my
huge
god.
draft coming into my van. And the only thing to heat it up was to idle for hours and hours on end.
Wow, that is scary. That would have to be scary. I know what I've asked other people their scary moments usually like getting the knock or something, but that's scary. Yeah, that could have had seriously bad outcomes if you didn't have a handle on it, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
For sure.
Thankfully, I've never gotten the knock when broken down, so that's been kind of a blessing in a sense.
Yeah,
But anytime that I
definitely.
have gotten a knock and I've been fully mobile, it was kind of just I greet them with a smile and say, "Hey, you want me to move? Fine, I'll get out of here right now."
Right, right, right. Does so your tribe, how did you start meeting other van lifers? How'd that come about?
Through YouTube, to be honest. Mr. Blur, my friend Ben, right now, who's with us. A number of Van Maruth, I think, might have been one of the only ones that I met not through YouTube in a sense. But then again, I still met her at one of Chrome's meets. So really, YouTube has been a blessing for meeting a lot of vehicle dwellers around and kind of growing a community like that.
Uh, okay. So well now, eh, what I mean, how many, like your little tribe that you guys travel together? How many of you are there?
Uh, right now there's just me, my dad, and Ben, but it can get upwards of like 6 or 7 vans at times all
Yeah, I've
traveling
seen
together.
you with 6 or 7 vans for sure,
Yeah,
and a couple of motorhomes or something like that. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. There
And
was even one moment on the island here where we pulled up to go say hi to Chrome, and there was I think like 4 or 5 of us, and he was just like, "Where do we where do we park you all?"
Chrome is a great guy,
Yeah.
and yeah, he definitely. That's cool that you. That's how you kind of got. He was one that kind of helped you, not really helped you, but enthused you to start YouTube, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
he definitely pushed the first buttons for sure.
yeah,
Him and Mark
yeah,
the Paint Guy. Well, without them motivating me to even think about making a video of my own or share my story or adventures,
yeah.
I would have never picked up the camera. I don't think.
Right. He was definitely one of my inspirations about keeping on living, even, because when I didn't watch YouTube at all, and I think he had 500 subscribers when I ran into him on YouTube. And I was scrolling through YouTube, and I was, what's this guy doing? He's giving up this nice apartment for a 2 before bed, and the van had no. I was like, what? And
Yeah.
I was just home from the hospital and just not doing good, and I was like, what is this guy doing? He's crazy. And but I just fell in love with how motivating he was and how positive he was, and that's what I find for me with YouTube, is to try to be positive and inspire people to do better or feel better, or if I can put a smile on your face, I did my job. That's what
Definitely.
I look at doing. Hello, everybody just coming in. I see you guys coming in. Thank you for being here. This is Bruce Vanlife Jr., and his dad is having dinner in the background there.
I just
Is he
say
a
hi.
pretty good cook? Is he a pretty good cook?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot better than I am. I'll say that.
I've seen you make a bologna sandwich that looked pretty dang good, though.
Oh, I can make a mean bologna sandwich, but other than that, it gets a bit risque after that.
Right, right. So, what is, okay, so for your YouTube channel, what do you try to convey? What do you, I mean, like, what do you try to put out there?
Just basically sharing my adventures and like kind of the realism of van life. Even with my channel, if anybody looks back on it, it took. Right now, I'm sitting near a lake, on Vancouver Island, and that's a beautiful thing that a lot of people would love to do. But even for
Right,
me, it took me a few years before even being able to come out this way. An adventure like
right,
this myself. So that's what I really try and promote a lot of. Is that van life is not easy in a sense, and it definitely takes a different type of person to live this way. Not everybody can poo in a bucket, Gina.
yeah, exactly. Not everybody can poop in a bucket, that's for sure. Uh, uh, I noticed when you were able to start traveling, I could see it in your eyes, in your videos. You wouldn't say anything, but I could just tell how happy you were to be able to get out there and get on the road and do what you dream of doing. And that was amazing to me. I think that was, yeah, it just showed in your eyes. You couldn't hide it.
Yeah, definitely. Like once the summer adventure started, and we went into Drumheller, I ended up meeting up with Yana, and then from there it just kind of like the adventures just took off, and I think it was 3 months I was full traveling, and I didn't really stop anywhere too much. And I
Right.
sat and realized, like, wow, I went from not going anywhere in a parking lot to not stopping for 3 months. That's a pretty big achievement.
Yeah. You just wanted to go, feel the breeze in your hair and go, dude. Just
That's
get
it.
going.
Yeah.
So now on your, when you first started traveling, what was your favorite place that you first, or like, what's some of your favorite places that you've camped at and stayed at?
Oh, actually, Drumheller kind of has a little piece of my heart in a sense.
Yeah.
There's a spot called Horse Thief Canyon, and I just remember having the back doors facing the canyon and the sun setting and a storm rolling in, and I could just see it from across the prairie rolling towards me, and it was just one of the most beautiful sights, seeing the lightning and everything, but where I was totally calm.
And
It was
there
a
was your hashtag van life moment right there.
absolutely, yeah. That kind of definitely kicked off my summer, and I was like, I need more of this.
Right? Do you have Instagram too?
I do. I don't jump on there much, but I definitely
Yeah, I
have.
don't either. Yeah, but when you described that, that was a lot of the pictures I see on Instagram. The out the back door and the beautiful scenery. That is it. So that was your first hashtag van life moment. That's awesome, dude.
Oh,
That's awesome.
definitely, yeah.
That's awesome. What is have you ever on your travels now you've been going way out in the outback quite a bit with your van and it's not a four-wheel drive, is
No, definitely not. No, it even has an open differential.
it? So has that been quite an experience of pushing your limits with it?
Not really. I tend to be, pretty easy on it for the most part. I only usually push it if I need to.
Right,
But in
right.
a sense, I always kind of keep in the back of my mind that one day I will lower my van and I won't be able to get to these spots. So I might as
Right,
well adventure in a sense
right.
right now while I
Yeah,
can.
lower. Are you going to make it like? Are you going to do your van like some of those show vans? You know, ones with the port windows and
Oh,
you know,
definitely.
like yeah, yeah. I love
Yeah.
those. I love it.
And I
Who's
think
the
honestly, lowering it will keep me out of trouble.
probably will unless you get a
Yeah.
speeding ticket.
Yeah, that's
Who,
true.
who's this little one? Who's this?
This is Petey. So this is my sister's dog, and he's along on our adventures with my dad. So
Oh, nice, Petey. So, so Dad, how's it going? How you liking van life?
she's asking how you doing and how you're liking van life.
Loves it. Loves it.
Nice, nice. And it's got to be fun traveling with Bruce. Traveling with family's got to be great.
It's gonna be fun traveling together. She asked.
Huh?
Is it fun traveling together?
Oh shit! Yes, my girl. Yeah, loves it. Loves it.
Nice,
Wouldn't trade
nice,
it for anything.
Yeah.
nice. So, do you guys get the girls chasing you very much?
Not too much. They usually end up chasing Petey more than anything.
Yeah, that's the girl magnet right there. Petey is the
That's
girl
it.
magnet.
Yeah.
Petey is worth keeping around for the girl magnet. Hello, Bama Rush. Hello, everybody just coming in. We have Bruce Vanlife Jr. here. Thank you for being here. We got 48 in the house. This is our first podcast, and I couldn't think of anybody better to have on here. So tell me, Bruce, what is what is what is three things that you don't like about van life, or can you give me three things?
3 things that I don't like about van life. Hmm.
3 things.
At times, having to keep moving. There's some mornings where you wake up and you're just like, I just want to sleep in.
Right, right. I
And
think that is
in a lot of places you can't do that in cities and towns and stuff. Or even if you
Right.
just wake up and you move, a little distance up the road and go back to sleep, everything is fine usually. But
Right.
yeah, I
Right.
haven't slept, I don't think, very long in many years. Yeah, I'm always kind of up and down
Right.
in a sense.
Well, and I don't travel much, and I try to sleep in, but I end up not going to bed till really late. So yeah, that is definitely it's like a long sleep that I kind of miss maybe.
Yeah.
And do you have another one that it's something you don't like about van life?
A little bit, yeah. Like, I guess the restrictions in a sense, and I don't think a lot of people see van life as a restriction. But with
Right.
me, like adventuring, backpack and traveling as much as I could growing up,
Right.
there's times where I'm sitting in my van and I'm like, I just want to go, down to the States and go for an adventure, but it costs so bloody much in a vehicle. Where
Yeah.
I look at it as, well, I can move my legs for free, basically. What
Right.
am I
Right.
doing?
right? I can take my legs and go for free. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
so in a way, I've always kind of felt restricted like that in the sense where you need to kind of plan out your trips, and I've never really been much of a planner, but I'm
Right.
working on it.
Right. Right. There you go. Yeah, I've never been a big planner. I mean, I think about plans, but I putting them in place, I'm not good at sometimes. So I a kind of off the cuff kind of thing I do a lot. So what is gas prices right now where you're at?
It's $1.60 something or $1.70 a liter.
So okay, so
Dollars.
ours is 350 a gallon where I'm at.
Right.
So liters that would be like three times that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, wow. That is kind of spendy. Has gas
yeah.
prices went down lately?
No, not really much at all. And with me and Dad both having V8 vans, it
Yeah.
definitely costs a lot to move anywhere. So we've been kind of sitting more than we'd like to, but yeah, it's definitely something we have to deal with.
Yeah, I only get 9 miles to the gallon in my van, uphill or downhill. But I have a 460 in mine.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah, big block. But yeah, I get about 9 miles a gallon. I could be pulling something and I'd still get 9 miles to the gallon, uphill or downhill. What are you
yeah.
getting miles per gallon with yours? A 305?
I'm not too sure honestly. I know my tank is 120 liters to fill, which equals out to like $200 Canadian sometimes. And I can get about 500 kilometers on that tank, maybe if it's
Wow.
flat.
Wow. So the travels that you've been doing, were you traveling kind of slow, like you would stay in an area for a week or two? Is that how you've been doing it?
Definitely, yeah. If not a week or two, then at least a day or so, and then kind of keep moving a little bit here and there, which kind of is nice for YouTube because it allows me to kind of adventure, stop, edit up a video, and then continue
Right,
on for the next one.
right, right.
So
Do you like editing?
it's okay. It
That's
takes a
my favorite
lot of
part.
time.
It does. That's my favorite part. I love to edit. Um, but I try to put out as much content as possible. But editing is my favorite part. I would like to take more time to edit.
Yeah,
But yeah, a lot of people don't like editing. I notice.
yeah,
I notice a lot of the big channels like Eamon and Beck. They start out van life and stuff, and they have like 1 million subscribers, but they have editors now, and all of those in that group. I notice all their videos are a lot alike.
yeah,
You can tell they're using the guy editing. So I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to do
yeah.
that.
Kind of keeps the uniqueness when we edit it ourselves.
Right, exactly, exactly. Welcome in everybody. I see more people popping in. Thank you for being here.
Nice.
But so what what if do do, you said you like to plan out stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So do you have like a 5 year plan of what you're wanting to do? Is that kind of do you have a setup like that?
I'm gonna start with just this year's plans and then kind of see how that plays out first.
Right, right.
The one that I know I have that I want to get done is it's a drag race called Zip Tie Drags down in the U.S.
Oh,
It's next November, but I believe it's around your area, Gina. So
what
yeah,
zip tie? What's it called?
Zip Tie Drag, and it's basically about people who have not show cars.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to look that up. Zip tie. Yeah, I'll look that up for sure. Now we have a drag strip about 20 miles from me. Uh, from about 20 miles from Grants Pass. It's close to Medford. A lot of great races there.
Oh, there we go.
I really like. It's somewhere in California. I don't know what beach it is, but they have races on the beach. Back like early cars, like not muscle cars, but cars like those long ones that kind of look like a bullet, and they have a number on this door and skinny tires. But I see where they race those and motorcycles on the beach. I would like to go to that. That would be fun.
Heck yeah.
That'd be my kind of deal. But let's see here. So if you have now I know for a while that you traveled with somebody in your van with you, right? For a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that hard to do? Was that hard?
Uh, it's a weird one for sure because like I have lived with a few people in my van before, like
Yeah.
just through my past and whatnot, and they've all kind of been experiences like you kind of when you want your space back,
Right. Right.
and then the summer that one was a little different where when I had my space back, it was kind of too quiet in a
Yeah.
way. So
You get
it
used
was
to it.
definitely a turn for me for sure.
The only thing I can compare to that, I used to drive truck cross country and I trained. So I would have somebody new to driving truck in a truck with me that I didn't know 24/7. They're only 4 feet away from me and they didn't drive good. Yeah, I was not liking traveling with someone at all, especially when you wake up and the daggum truck's going 80 miles an hour down a hill. You're like, oh, dude, you got to slow this down, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be good traveling with someone in the same rig. Maybe it just depends on
Yeah.
the rig, probably.
In a van, it's definitely a tight area. I'll say that.
Yeah,
You
for
need to
sure.
be like in good terms with the person for sure. If not, tempers can flare quick.
Right, right. So the van you're in now, what did I remember when you bought it? Now, what all did you have to do to get it where it was trustworthy to travel the way you are?
So basically, I had to replace the transmission and
Mhm.
a few other little things. There's a few things I still need to do to it, but it's all a work in progress. But mainly, it
Right.
was the transmission and the tires were absolutely horrible.
Really, they were
Yeah.
bad. Huh? I definitely like what Andy and Chrome did. I like the setup they put in your van. That build, man, that changed everything it had to have.
Oh, it totally did. And Andy had messaged me, I think, like 3 months before we actually put it into the van
Oh
and
wow.
had mentioned doing something like this. And for me, it was kind of always just like, oh man, that would be cool. Can you imagine if it actually happened? And then when I rolled
Oh
back
yeah.
onto Vancouver Island and into Chrome Shop and we actually did it, I was kind of in awe. I really didn't know what to say because I was finally watching it happen. And now seeing the kit into my van is totally game changing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now now when he put that in there, is those kit is that's considered a kit is what he did, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So long as it's I mean, will it fit any van or specifically like was that specific to your GMC or would it fit in a Chevy or a Ford or
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I believe the exact kit I have in my van will fit the Ford Econo lines and stuff like that as well.
uh-huh.
It actually came out of a Chevy Express and into my GMC, and I believe that he had the newer Chevy Express and mine's an older one, so they are pretty compatible to which van you put them in.
Yeah, I thought that was amazing. I didn't I mean you kind of showed them doing it, but I was just wondering if it was a kit. And so Andy on those kits he builds, uh all he needs to know is the dimensions of the van, right? On the
Yeah,
inside. And he
yeah,
just build it a kit and you can pull up and just put it in.
absolutely. And honestly, I'm a horrible carpenter, and I'm bad with measurements, so if he was able to work with me, he can work with almost anybody to make a kit work in your van.
Yeah, you have links to him on your channel, don't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you guys, if you looking for a van build, uh, go to his channel, go to Bruce's channel, and look up his the guy that put the kit into his van. It's amazing. Andy does great work, and if you guys don't know, he did Chrome's van. I'm trying to
Yep.
think of other ones. There's a few other I've seen that he's done.
He
So
did Jeffy Bear's van as well.
that's right, Jeffy Bears. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Hello, everybody, just coming in again. Thank you for being here. Uh, so now, if so, you could take this kid out. Like if you bought a different van, you could take this kid out and just put it in it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's sweet. Now, what did when you were building out this van, what did you insulate your walls with?
Just rock wool insulation. I think it's the fiberglass. It's the bat stuff.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
fiberglass. Okay, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Hello, Evening
Uh,
Shade. Hello, thank you
in
for
my
being here.
last van, the white van, I used pink fiberglass insulation, and in this
Yeah,
one, I used the rock wool.
did that pink fiberglass work very good?
Yeah, honestly, it did. I vapor barriered it off very well from me, so that I wouldn't have any kind of itchy stuff kind of coming in
Right.
through the cracks or whatnot. And it's
Right.
always really worked for me. When
Nice.
I pulled that white van apart, everything was actually in such good shape still that I could have reused it. I just ran out of time with having the van.
They're still talking about your zip ties in the chat.
Oh no.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm telling you now, zip ties, duct tape, and baling wire are three things that you should keep in your van with a pair of pliers, because you can just about fix anything with it. Just
Absolutely.
about. Just
Yeah, a
about.
good pair of vice grips and a ratchet strap can get you anywhere.
My pickup, my 72 Ford pickup, I had vice grips that rolled down the window.
Oh, nice.
Vice grips are good for everything.
Absolutely. I mean, at
But
one point, I had my drive shaft held together with vice grips on my white van.
I always worry about, because right up front I have a little tub that I put stuff like vice grips in, and baling wire and zip ties and duct tape. I always feel like if a cop pulled me over, he'd think I was a kidnapper with all that stuff in there. Zip ties and duct tape. Woo! Woo! Holy moly. Let's see. Oh, everybody's saying hi. I thought somebody, if you guys got questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat. We have a few more minutes. I'll try to get to whatever questions you have for these guys. I was trying to think of everything that you guys may want to ask. So go ahead and pop your questions in. Put QQQ so I'll notice it as it rolls through the chat. So while we're waiting for some questions, I'm going to ask you, Bruce. I'm going to ask you the three questions I ask everybody.
All right.
What brings you fear? What do you fear?
Okay. What brings you fear? We got three questions. So she'll ask me and ask you. Okay?
Yep.
What brings you fear? Ted's like, I don't fear nothing.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Winter. Honestly, for me, it's the
Winter.
cold temperatures. Yeah, I fear winter every single year. Honestly, my body feels like it's still in shock because I'm waiting for the snow.
Right. Okay, I'm going to pop a question on the screen before I get to my second question. Bruce, how's your love life? Woo,
It's doing okay, I think,
right on. Right on.
It's a bit long distance right now, but it's doing okay.
It's a bit long. How long of a distance?
Across the globe.
Holy moly. Holy moly. All right. So second question. What brings you joy?
What brings you joy?
Seeing happiness.
Seeing happiness.
There you go. I feel the same way as you. What about you?
And for me, hot rods.
Nice. I kind of figured that was going to be that.
Yeah, if I can wake up in the morning and smell tire smoke, that's a good day for me.
I kind of figured that. See, I thought I seen another question. All right. Third and last question for me. Oh, wait. Here's another question before I ask you. Vernon is asking, Bruce, let me click on the question.
Vernon in the house.
Yeah, he's awesome. Okay. When you're going to cut your hair and tell him I said hi?
Coming soon for sure. It's definitely getting to me. I don't know. I was kind of holding out thinking I might do a mullet or something, but I don't know. The hair is definitely getting to me right now, so it might all disappear soon.
Yeah. Bama Ruth says Bruce can MacGyver anything. I believe that. I've seen him so much on videos fix something with nothing. I'm just like, dude, he's the dude. Any girl that catches him, she's got to catch. I mean, like, seriously. Here's another question from Sarah Rose. You coming to Oregon this June?
I would love to. If I can make it happen, I will definitely be there for sure.
If you can get here, yeah, we got a great spot for the meetup this year. It's at Lake Selmac. So if you could get here, that'd be cool. For sure. Yeah. Sure. Okay, the last question from me. What's in your pocket?
What's in my pocket? What's in your pocket? I got nothing in my pockets right now.
Are you kidding me? You're the first guy I've never seen not have anything.
Absolutely nothing right now, yeah.
Keys in my phone.
You got your keys in your phone. Dad got his keys in his phone.
Keys in the phone. Question again. Any place seen the north? I don't know what you mean. What you mean, K9?
Any place seeing north. I don't want to really go any more further north. I'm about as cold as I could be right now, as far as I need to go.
Right. You guys are you? What's the temperature where you're at right now?
I think it's about 0 degrees roughly. But yeah, it's not too bad. During the days, it warms up nice. There's still no snow here, but there has been a bit of frost.
And you're on Victoria Island, right?
Vancouver Island, yes.
Vancouver Island. Okay, Vancouver Island. Let's see. He just don't want to tell us what in his pocket. I get it. I've asked that question before of any of y'all that followed me, and I was surprised at one answer. So that's some of my favorite questions. Well, Bruce, I want to thank you for being on my first podcast, being a part of the show. Dad, I want to thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Jana. It's always a blast when we get to hang out.
And I hope you could make it down to Oregon. That would be so cool. So cool, you guys. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody in the audience, for being here. Thank you for being a part of this channel and part of the journey and joining me talking to Bruce and his dad. This has been fun. You guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace out.